Hey guys, this is Augie. I'm going to be doing a video on installing a Diff drop kit into a Hilux 05 and on. Couldn't find really good videos out there on the Hilux 05, so thought I'd do one. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, the first thing you got to do is you've got to take off the sump guard, which I've already done. There it is laying on the ground over there. It's just 4 bolts. It's pretty easy. And then I've got to locate the... Okay guys, I've actually had to take the center out as well to get to the mounts to here. So there's another 4 bolts that you have to take out. I've actually gone and put a jack under the diff just for safety precautions. Some say you don't need it, some say you do. I'm gonna take the safe route, and just for safety precautions, guys. You know, just a quick tip on doing things like this. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you are going to use safety equipment, make sure it's rated for the job, and you know, test it out before you use it too. Alright guys, I'm going to start pulling these mounts out, and I should probably show you what came with the kit. Actually, over here. So you've got the 2 main spacers, and then you've got these spacers here for the bash plates. There's the extended bolts and the extended bolts for the bash plate also. Alright, I'll get back to it. Alright guys, I've just found out that the nut on top isn't welded on, so I've had to put a spanner on it. It's a 19mm up the top. Yeah, you can pretty much get to that pretty easily. So yeah, and that's just a matter of getting on that. You might need a breaker bar to crack it. You know, after a quarter of a turn, it's pretty easy to turn. So I'll keep going. Okay guys, I've got both mounting bolts out. These are the OEM Toyota. This is the Snake Racing bolt. As you can see, it is a bit thinner than the Toyota. It also comes with a meatier nut than the Snake Racing. You know, that nut's not going to fit on there because it's a different size bolt. Also take note that they've used Loctite on the threads here. This washer doesn't come off. I've tried screwing it off, it won't screw off. So I'm going to have to improvise and use my own washers. I'll get the bolts in there guys, and we'll have a look. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the spacers in there. You see the spacer? The spacer sits between the chassis, the cross member, and the bracket arm for the diff. That's what it says in the instructions, so that's what I did. I actually had to go and find a smaller diameter, outer diameter washer to fit up inside the cup. The one I had actually sat on the rim of this area here, this cup, and it would have just bent into the cup. So yeah, I had to find a smaller diameter washer, outer diameter washer. Also, those nuts up in there, if you can see it, you'll need a washer for those as well. And then you just hold against, make it up nice and tight. They weren't too tight to take out, so I pretty much just got my breaker bar and done it up pretty firmly, you know. I mean, don't go snapping the heads off the bolts or anything. But, yeah, so the reason why I'm putting this diff drop in is because my inner drive shaft seal keeps leaking. Now I do have a 2-inch lift on it. It's actually a little bit more. Turns out to be a little bit more because I've got extra heavy duty springs on it. I've got a winch on it, and it's sitting. It's about 2¼ inch lift. So I've chatted to a few mechanics, and they reckon anything, you know, really over 40 mil, you should be putting in a diff drop, because this could happen, keep blowing seals. So yeah, so that's, the seal sits up in here and it keeps leaking. They've done this side. This side is not too bad. It hasn't leaked since I had the seals replaced. But for some reason or another, this one keeps leaking. Whether it's the diff, the drive shaft, whether I've wrecked the drive shaft spline, I don't know yet. But if she leaks again, I'm just going to have to put another seal in it. If that doesn't work, then see if I might have to put a new drive shaft in. And if that doesn't work, then yeah, I'm screwed. Anyway guys, I'm going to go take it for a test run, make sure that's not leaking, and then I'm going to put these bash plates back in. Thanks for watching guys, cheers.